What's good, guys? Back in another video, and as you can see, your boy bounced back today. Had a rough past couple of days, as you guys have seen, but that's why you never give up. Keep a level head, no matter if you take some losses, because that's how fast it can turn around, man. Almost 9 grand on the day, which is fucking ridiculous. For my poor man's Canadian dollar, I actually made about 12,000 on the day, which is absolutely insane. That's like a fifth of my yearly salary at my job, and I think I made that. I mean, mostly in this trade here, which was $7,700 in 15 minutes. So that is the power of trading, and especially when you can actually size properly. You can see I'm trading two minis. Um, it's not that hard to make, guys. This is the end goal. Have 5 accounts, be having crazy, I don't know, this would have been 42, almost, no, pretty much $40,000 day if I had 5 accounts. Unfortunately, I have blown all of them. I'm down to just one, but still, I ain't complaining. We're chasing another max payout. Monthly P&L is looking absolutely insane, and we still got half the month to go. So, yeah, we're going to keep rolling. Need 3 more winning days here. Get another max payout. And, yeah, so far looking good, though. Just, guys, don't forget when you're down, you're having a few losing days, keep a level head. Don't revenge trade. Don't over trade. Just keep a level head, and the wins come back once you know what you're doing, right? So, let's get into this today. I did take 1 loss and 1 win during Asia yesterday. I took 3 trades this morning. 2 basically break evens. This one I was break even. I moved it last minute, fucked me over, and then a big win. Almost could have. Well, I would have pretty much had a $10,000 day if I didn't take these 2 losses here. But still 9,000. Ain't complaining. So yeah, there was not anything going on in the news, as you guys have been seeing in my past videos. But today was another really good reason why you guys need to have financial juice. I'll show you guys that in a second. It is basically the reason I hit that big trade today. Obviously, my bias and everything was really good. But on top of that, there was a very important news thing that came out that really gave me confidence to re-enter a trade that I got stopped out break even. So, yeah, higher time frames, nothing crazy. We were respecting pretty much every bearish PD array, and we were disrespecting every bullish PD array. So anyone who was looking for shorts in the AM session, I'm going to go over the Asia session first, but anyone who was looking for shorts in the AM session was doing the right thing. There was no reason to look for longs today. You can see we're respecting every level on the higher time frame as we move our way down. The only one we disrespected was this hourly gap here, and I believe that was due to news. I don't think that was due to anything normal. That was more of a news spike. And yeah, I was not really looking for any longs, but the Asia session I was. So you can see the Asia session here. In the New York session before, we had came down and we had grabbed a bunch of lows. We just left this New York lunch, which was last week's low, and this Asia low here. And we had taken out this low, this low, this low. So we grabbed a fair amount of liquidity, and we had tapped into this remaining 15-minute gap here and still somewhat respected it. I don't know if I'd call it that big of a deal, but we did get a very strong reaction off of that, and we got a very clean inversion on this 15-minute gap. So when I popped in on Asia, we were all the way up here already, and we did disrespect this last bearish gap here. So we were making some good headway to the buy side, and we came down and we drawed into this 15-minute bullish gap we had just created, wicked it out very nicely, and I thought we still had some potential to move up further. I didn't think we were going to go all the way up to here, but there was potential in my eyes. You can see we disrespected the hourly as well to possibly move up to there, maybe in the overnight session. So I thought there was still potential to move up. There ended up not being that much, but we did tap into this 50-minute, and you can see this. There was a breakaway, little tiny breakaway gap here we filled in. We get a very clean 1-minute inversion off of that, and I believe we also got a 5-minute out of this. No, sorry, might have been a 3-minute. No, might have been a 2-minute. I believe there's also a 2-minute there too. I can't show you guys because, again, I still haven't bought TradingView Premium, which I need to do. But yeah, we get a very clean 1-minute inversion. I hopped in along right after that and got manipulated pretty hard and ended up getting stopped out right there below these gaps. But we did still, and I was just targeting up to this high here. I believe this might have been a session high. No, sorry, it wasn't. But I was just targeting up to there, and my stops were right about here. It was about a 1 to 5. I ended up taking a $500 loss on that one. Nothing crazy. My bias was right. As you can see, it did end up playing out. We do end up getting a 3-minute inversion after that. You can see it was a very small one, but we did push very nicely through that gap, and also a few other 1-minute inversions, and I got back in right up here again, just targeted up to these highs. Nothing crazy. Stops below this gap here, and this one closed out literally instantly, within a minute. Just ripped right up. It's pretty damn awesome. We ripped up 50 points, which is huge for Asia. If you never traded Asia before, that is a lot. And that took me out right away for plus $2,200. So I was up about $1,600 coming into this New York session. And again, that's just simply reading order flow and market structure. That just comes with experience. Those Asia trades I take don't really. Obviously, there's liquidity sweeps internally, but I'm not looking for that big session sweep during Asia. It's more just continuing the trend or the reversal like we saw here. I don't tend to trade Asia a lot, but I was driving home and I was pretty bored. So I saw a good opportunity and I took it. And like I said, came into this New York up $1,600, gave me lots of confidence. And as you can see, we did come back down, and like I said, we were respecting every bearish PD array, and we were disrespecting all the bullish ones. So looking at the higher time frames, it was a bit harder to tell, but to me, it was very obvious we were going to be wanting shorts today. We did have these 15-minute gaps. You definitely could not have got an entry right off market open. It was making me a little bit nervous. We were trading really close to this low, and then we did grab it. So I did think there's a chance I miss out on a long up to this London high here, but I stuck to my bias and saw when we came up, we tapped into this last 15-minute gap here, and we still had this one to protect us. Although the high was in reach, we got a very, very strong displacement, and we still respected this bottom 15-minute gap off the tap into this one. So as you can see, we get like a disgustingly clean inversion. We push right through it, basically in one candle, and that was enough for me to enter my first trade right here. And I was just targeting down back to this low, kind of right around the market open. And I'm just going to get rid of these. We did end up respecting these 15 minutes, but I'm just going to get rid of them so you guys can see a little bit better. And we get that very clean 1-minute inversion. And I know a lot of people took this trade like this was a very easy trade to take. And I actually got a bit of a lower entry here. This one ended up taking me out. My stops were there. And this one ended up taking me out on this little wick here for a $560 loss. We kind of just exploded out of this gap. I trailed my stops super early because we still had this 5-minute gap here. I didn't 100% like this trade. I was a little bit nervous on it. And to be honest, this first one I accidentally entered 2 minis instead of 1, which was a little bit scary because if it did hit my original stop loss, I was going to lose like $3,000. So I went break even pretty fast. I did end up moving it up a tiny bit. So I think I hit my stops like kind of right around this area. And I lost $560 on that one. Really good trade. It's just we got this really good pullback that would have stopped me out fully. So it's really good. I went break even. Good risk management by me there. And I did end up getting in another one pretty fast because we did create this 1-minute bullish gap here. And we were respecting it. And we did break it right here. So I figure we're still respecting bearish price. And we were still respecting those 15-minute gaps. 15-minute candle closed at right here. And we are way below them. And we do get the 1-minute inversion back down. This time I was targeting down to the last week's low. And this one, again, comes up and takes me out break even pretty much right away, right on this candle. Unfortunately, because as you can see right after, it played out perfectly. So all I had to do was just hold my stops. I would have squeezed a little bit extra profit. But this is what I saw here that made me re-enter. Because like I said, we're still respecting this 5-minute gap. I was very nervous about that. We did take this low already. And in my eyes, this could have gone either way. Although I was very bearish, I thought we definitely still could come up and take this high. So I was playing things very safe. But like I tell you guys all the time, get financial juice on your phone. Have notifications on. I get this notification right as I get stopped out. And it's NATO to consider a Hormuz deployment if the strait is not open by July. Obviously, NATO getting involved in that, super bearish. I entered like literally as soon as I saw that, I got back in. So like not even a minute after, basically top ticked that news candle. And I targeted down to here, same spot I was targeting before. And this gets taken out right there. 720 right on the bottom of this wick, and this ended up being a really big trade. My stops were basically right about here, right above this 1-minute gap we had created, and I thought this was a good play regardless of the news or not. Did I risk a little bit more than I should have because of the news? Yes. Risking about half of what I did on this, I would take this 100 times over. With the same risk without the news, maybe not. I would have definitely lowered my risk because we were just chopping around within this 5-minute gap. Was a little bit sketchy, but I do think this first trade I took right here was the trade of the day. This one was also good, the first one I took, but I know a lot of people got taken out break even because of this. So I'm going to say this one after this 1-minute inversion was the trade of the day. If you didn't go break even, you basically had no drawdown. And you would have smacked a 1 to 3.3 off of that. And I ended up taking this one right here, like I said. And this one made me $7,750 on this trade, risking 2 minis. Did not catch a crazy amount of points. Well, actually, I kind of did, about 230. I mean, that's pretty normal for a New York move, but yeah, no drawdown. Shit ran right to TP. I was originally going to target this Asia low, but I figured this previous week's low was such low resistance, we were going to hit that too. Obviously, I was trailing my stops very hard. I had my stop loss all the way down to this point here while we were moving down. Had no issues there. And yeah, that's how I got the really big win. That is actually my biggest win, single trade win ever. My previous record was $6,180. So that one was $7,750. So that is a new record, and we're getting closer to that $10,000 trade mark. So hopefully we can hit that. But yeah, those are my trades for today and yesterday. Before I wrap this up, I just want to show you guys there was actually a really nice long opportunity after we take that low. We get, not the cleanest 15-minute inversion, but we do get a 15-minute inversion off the bounce. And if you entered here, you could have caught a pretty good trade there with a pretty safe stop, in my opinion. It was later in the day. We weren't going to get that much volume. You could have ran your stops pretty damn tight on this and caught like 1 to 4. Really safe. You could have definitely caught a 1 to 3 on this. Very late in the day. It didn't hit till about 10 o'clock. So 3.5 hours after market open. But you can see we kind of disrespected everything. We had a very clean structure build all the way up, and we finally break that gap. You could have even entered here off the retrace into this 1 minute gap, and that was a very nice play as well. I was locked out. I wasn't even paying attention, but it did play out relatively fast, and that was a good trade as well, in my opinion. So if you missed those shorts or you were kind of nervous like I was on them, longs were there today. Like I said, I would have preferred to take shorts because you can see we're still respecting bearish levels. We still respected this gap, and this is what I thought was originally going to happen. We were going to kind of wick up, grab this high, and then start to move down, but we stopped at this gap. But regardless, we still respected bearish structure. We're still respecting this hourly gap there, and in my eyes, I think we're going to probably move a bit lower. Just this week, I think we're just kind of grabbing liquidity to then move up higher. Obviously, that's got to happen, but we'll see where we close overnight with this hourly gap. And I have a feeling we'll get stuck between the two gaps, unfortunately. But we do have FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow, which usually isn't that big of a deal. So not much news going on again, and should be a pretty calm day, and hopefully there's another really good setup and we can take another win. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Hope you guys enjoyed as usual, and if you did, please subscribe. It means a lot, and leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.